See, I knew you'd be back for more tech news. Didn't I say they'd be back?
Yeah.
I totally called it. You love tech news. You're obsessed. A prominent leaker claims AMD is preparing a 32 gigabyte version of its Radeon RX 9070, which is my favorite name, XT, which some may remember as the graphics card AMD tried to announce at CES before metaphorically tackling itself off the stage.
It hurt itself in its confusion.
The leaker, who goes by Zhang Zhao, said on the Chip Hell forums that the 32 gigabyte 9070 XT will launch this year, sometime after the vanilla 9070 series, which are expected to feature 16 gigabytes of VRAM and a possible MSRP of $600 to $700 US, that's just nothing compared to what we're used to, according to recently leaked retailer listings. But that's converted from Canadian dollars, which are notoriously untrustworthy.
Shifty.
The leaks coincide with rumors of NVIDIA delaying the launch of its RX 5070, non-TI, from February to early March, possibly to mess around with the launch of the RX 9070 and 9070 XT. If the 5070 launch is anything like the 5080 and 5090 launches, hardly anyone will actually get cards, but I'm glad NVIDIA is having fun, just messing with them. You know what else I feel is fun? Trying to figure out why GPU connectors are melting. Again. The Redditor that first reported melting issues with his 5090 sent his damaged 12-volt high power cable to YouTuber DerBauer, who not only observed temperatures that were too damn high, but also uneven power distribution among the cable's individual wires on both the damaged cable and his own. As other, more different YouTuber Buildzoid points out, this may be due to the way that the RTX 4090 and 5090 detect and distribute power. It's different from the 3090 in that it's worse. Further complicating things, the manufacturer of the Redditor's third-party cable that melted, Mod DIY, just published guidance recommending RTX 5090 owners only use newer 12-volt 2x6 cables, which have significant enhancements over 12-volt high-power cables. But that contradicts guidance from companies like Corsair and Seasonic, which claims the only difference is in the GPU and power supply sockets, not the cables themselves. Now everyone's looking into it. PC integrator Falcon Northwest says they can't reproduce the issue, but news site Dark Side of Gaming just checked their 4090 and found a melted cable after 2 years of having it run just fine. Well, this has certainly been a wake-up call. I'm gonna start regularly checking to see if any of my parts have been melting.
Doctors recommend some parts melt faster than others.
What is this earwax on my shirt? What many are calling the first major AI copyright case has been decided, with media tech conglomerate Thomson Reuters winning the lawsuit it filed against the AI startup Ross Intelligence back in 2020. Now you might be thinking, hey, that's pre-ChatGPT, which was the first AI thing ever. And honestly, you might be right, because what does AI even mean anymore? You tell me.
It's a sandwich.
Anyway, Ross used thousands of legal summaries obtained from Thomson Reuters' Westlaw database to train an AI system, and a judge ruled that behavior was not protected by a fair use defense. Critically, however, as mentioned in the ruling, this AI was not generative AI. When prompted, it didn't write anything new, it just surfaced existing material that it was trained on. So it's less ChatGPT and more old Google before it told you to eat rocks. So despite the headlines, it's unclear how useful this ruling will be as a precedent for the various generative AI copyright cases currently in the pipe. Until that's decided, you might as well try Adobe's newly available Firefly video generator. Riley did, and he ended up with these horrifying nightmare versions of himself. Personally, I think that one's cute.
Yay, I didn't want to sleep anyway.
Or you could make something that actually looks great with our sponsor.
Squarespace, the all-in-one website platform for big businesses, small businesses, medium well-done businesses, or just a person. Anybody can make use of Squarespace's 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise and cutting-edge design intelligence AI to build a beautiful, unique website, like we did at LinusMediaGroup.com. We're talking a personalized website that can also easily manage payments through popular methods like Apple Pay, Klarna, and ClearPay all in one place with Squarespace payments. Computers, they're great. Start building your website today and get 10% off your first purchase at squarespace.com/techlinked.
Not satisfied, huh? Typical tech news freak. You can't get enough! Here's some quick bits. Apple has launched the Apple TV app for Android mobile devices, so Android users can finally subscribe to Apple TV Plus and watch the best show ever made, Severance.
Right, I'm right.
Apple is also finally allowing users to migrate their purchased movies, music, apps, or other content from one account to another primary account, something Apple fans have wanted forever. 2 great moves from Apple. There's been no mention of EU involvement, but I feel like they're probably just standing off screen with a knife.
Think about your users. Oh yes?
Great news for anyone who doesn't prefer to empty their savings account on a phone. Apple has reportedly delayed the launch of its newest iPhone SE model to next week. Google Pixel's 9a has been thoroughly leaked, showing a barely there camera bump and an expected launch date of March 19. And the Samsung Galaxy A56 5G apparently looks like this, and should also be coming very soon, if renders from EV leaks are accurate. But between you and me, the phone you have right now is probably fine.
But what are you telling them? What are you saying?
It's good enough.
James?
By the time you look at these photos, you'll have bad eyes.
People need to keep stimulating the economy.
Google Maps has officially relabeled the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America for US users. Mexicans will still see Gulf of Mexico, while the rest of the world will have to see both and decide for themselves. Bing Maps tried its best to join the party, but could only manage to label it the Gulf of Mexico 2 times. Eventually, it got in line though, along with Apple Maps. I mean, you don't want to end up like the Associated Press, which got barred from the White House briefings because it didn't report things the right way, do ya? And some Jeep owners have reported seeing an ad for extended warranty coverage on their vehicle's infotainment display every time they stop, proving that even if you go on a drive to have a little thinky time for yourself, there's no escape from inshitification. Jeep parent company Stellantis says that the ads are actually a glitch and they're working on fixing it. See, a full screen ad in your car while you're driving just accidentally manifested itself in the code. These things happen.
AI is crazy.
They do have notoriously shitty infotainment. Now, make sure you come back on Friday for more tech news. We all know how you get when you don't get your fix. Nobody wants to see that.
It's rough.
Come get your fix with the James Riley mix. So where the fuck you at, punk? Shut the fuck up!